so much to talk about. There's so many things to talk about here live streaming. So everybody relax. We're going to talk about some boxing. But first, what I would like you to do is I want you to go over to Office Honcho Boxing and please subscribe. You'll be seeing why in a minute. So everybody relax. Give me a couple minutes, and then we're going to get the show on the road. T Street Controversy Live.
He said you have to knock him out to win. Does he have to knock you out to win?
He has to knock me out to win.
That's the only way he's going to win is to knock you out. You believe he'll be that dominant in the fight?
Okay. Well, that's to be honest.
Remember, if you saw me with a fight, you saw us being friendly from there. Don't read everything. When you heard him,
another dominant performance, another marquee victory for boxing's king of the world.
I said, okay, baby, time to perform. Do what I do best. Kick ass.
Okay, first, all right, listen. So what this is, I'm just a regular guy. We're going to sit here, we're going to talk about some boxing, and just treat me as if I was one of your friends, one of your homies. So we're not always going to agree. Sometimes I'm going to come on here and I'm going to do some videos that are literally going to piss you the fuck off. And I understand that. But then later on, we'll be cool. So, we may engage in some type of cyber war, where you'll leave a comment and I'll get pissed off. Then I'll go right back at you. But it's all for the good of the sport. So please subscribe. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live at RealCombatMedia.com. And I cover every single major fight live. I'm going to start inviting some people here. And usually what happens is it's pretty consistent now. Things start getting a little crazy, And what we do is we talk about boxing news. And yes, me, a member of the media now, despite what people may think, we talk about relevant news. If you look at my videos and if you look at my content, from the small fights to the large fights, T Street brings you the news. Please subscribe. Let's start before we talk about, what everyone wants to talk about, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. But let's start with the boxing of the day. David Price didn't look good to me. David Price didn't look good to me. Before, 2 years ago, before Tony Thompson, I thought he was an unstoppable force. I said, yo, he's 6'9", he's in shape, and he can box, like actually box. But, to be perfectly honest with you right now, if he was to fight Anthony Joshua right now, and I agree with Eddie Hearn, he would lose. Deontay Wilder would just knock him out. And also, we don't really know if he's still, remember when he lost his last fight to Tony Thompson? And, he was in the corner, no, to the ribs, like, and I'm like, what is this shit? You're supposed to be an athlete, like you winning the fight, and then you just gas. He literally just ran out of gas, like in the ring. Just ran out of gas. So, anyway, the next fight, a fight that I was actually really hype about, despite the fact that I've had a very busy week. And I wasn't able to provide the coverage that I wanted to. For example, the weigh-in, a fight week prediction video. And even though I wanted Paul Smith to win, and people who are who know who Paul Smith is and Arthur Abraham, you know what I mean. Even though we wanted him to win, we knew that, okay, all right, Arthur Abraham in the first fight, he didn't take Paul Smith seriously. He didn't. To whereas in, what did we see? He came out there in this fight, meaning Arthur Abraham, King Arthur Abraham, also displayed the fact that he has very, very, very good defense. Now, his defense is kind of like, his defense to me is underrated because you've seen Paul Smith throwing. Yo. What's up?
Just saying what's up, man.
Nah, yeah, okay. All right. Well, anyway, that was awkward. You interrupted me. I don't even know. I forgot what I was talking about. Forgot what I was talking about. Getting old, man. You interrupted me. What was I talking about? Paul Smith, Arthur Abraham. Paul Smith was trying. He was trying. Now, if you don't know what it was for, it was for the WBO 168-pound super middleweight title. So in the 168-pound division, you got WBC Anthony Durrell, you got Cotto Cobra Frach, formerly the IBF, the WBA World, not Super World. You got Andre Ward, the WBA Super World. Now that he's back and counting. And did I miss somebody? Got the IBF. The IPF has been vacated. Most likely, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, Andre Durrell will be taking on James DeGale for that vacated IBF 168-pound title. Now, from my understanding, it's all about if Andre Durrell will want to go back over to the UK. It'll be a bigger money fight over there. But maybe if they put it on over here on Spike TV, I would prefer it to be on CBS or NBC. It would do so much more for a fighter like James DeGale. Therefore, if like as far as the money is concerned, like if it would be a big fight over there and you'll be sacrificing the money, meaning James DeGale to come over here to fight him, but it's on national television, and I don't know if you heard, but basically Billy Joe Saunders alluded to the fact that Andy Lee was willing to drop his newly acquired 160-pound belt just to fight Peter Quillen on NBC. But basically that's the 168-pound division. So you had a fighter in Paul Smith who had two chances and in my opinion won the first fight. Had two chances to be a world champion when you got James DeGale and George Groves, still fighting to get a belt. George Groves had two shots. He got put to sleep. So and then he's next in line for Anthony Durrell after his next fight. And I forgot who he's fighting. I'm supposed to know that. And basically, I got George Groves losing. And I'm sorry, George Groves, because George Groves, he blocked me on Twitter, and I don't even know why. I'm not, I'm new on Twitter, kind of. I'm learning Twitter, So like when I tweet and everything, and then my videos. Usually, I tell it like it is. So, if you're getting all sensitive, it's not like I'm on Twitter trolling or anything. So you get all sensitive because you're watching my videos and I'm like, he's not ready for Anthony Durrell. And then you go block me on Twitter. That's just whack. Like, that's just a wanker cunt. Don't be a wanker cunt. So when you look at a guy like Paul Smith that was this close to having a world title, and then if you look at the event itself, I don't even know how many people that was there, but it was a lot. And when people say stuff like boxing is dead, you know, and then you see like Paul Smith and Arthur Abraham, you know, over there in the O2 Arena in Germany, you know, and you see all these people and all these flashing lights and everything, and I'm thinking like, I just wish American fans knew like that boxing is well and alive, but it's hard because when they say, oh yeah, well, what channel to fight on? I'd be like, well, you know. So something's, you know, in this day and age, something's got to be done about it. Now, I understand. You're talking to a man, well, you're not talking. You're listening to a man who has a degree in business. I understand there's so much that would have to go on, you know, with network deals and all kind of. I understand that, but for the good of the sport, if somebody invested in it right now, it would benefit so much in the future. Now, for example, people say Frank Warren over there that his brand is dying. I'm talking about as far as his promotional company. But if you look at Box Nation, I'm thinking to myself like, yo, do you know how something like Box Nation is going to be so beneficial in the future? 5-10 years from now, Box Nation is going to be really big because you don't understand that over here, if we had something like that where we could watch fights outside of the U.S. as well as our American fights, you know, then American fans will be a lot more educated on the sport. But we don't have that. So a guy like me, a guy who covers every single major fight live, got to go through hell. Got to go through hell. Got to go through hell to watch some of these fights, and it's a shame. You know, and I be thinking, you know, I be sitting there, you know, with my little credit card, and I be thinking like, you know, let me try to get this subscription. And then, you know, it's always some internet block. You know, I'm tired of it. But, you know, that's just me ranting and raving. As we know, you know, Floyd Mayweather's going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao. You know, this whole entrepreneur thing, I'm really, like, new to it. So, therefore, I realize it's like when stuff like this goes on, you don't sleep. And I really, like, literally been up. I don't even know. I don't even know when I'm in sleep. When the last time I've been asleep. But, talking about now, you know, we might as well. I'm going to wait for some more people to get here because, see, it's crazy because what's going to happen is I'm talking about all this shit now. And then people are going to get here. Then they're going to start asking me questions about the shit I'm already talking about. And then it's going to start coming redundant. People are going to start yelling and screaming. That's usually the time, like, if I got to go take a number two. You know, people start arguing this shit. For some reason, I be getting the bubble guts on my videos. But anyway, you got Gennady Golovkin. So I'm buying time because I really don't want to talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao right now. Why? I don't know. But I'm buying time. So you got Gennady Golovkin, right? You got Gennady Golovkin, 32-0 with 29 KOs, the WBA Super World, the IBO. I know the IBO belt. Really doesn't mean I know. And then you got the he's the mandatory for Miguel Cotto. And personally, I said it in my post-fight video. He's gonna beat the dog shit out of Miguel Cotto. He's gonna beat him. He's gonna run down on him hard. That's just my own personal opinion. I understand, you know, it's people like, no. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. I think he's going. I think Miguel Cotto's going to get punched right in the face, like dead in the face, and that's what I see. Like when I try to picture Miguel Cotto and Gennady Golovkin in the ring, I see that barely 5'7" man, that uber metrosexual 5'7" man. And then I see 5'11", you know, comes into the ring at about 170, no more than 173, 74 pound, Gennady Golovkin. And then I look at those crazy hooks he be throwing when he be hitting you all on the top of your head. I'm thinking like, that's like, how can Miguel Cotto deal with that? How? Like I try to think Miguel Cotto is a very good boxer. And if you look at Miguel Cotto moving up to the 160-pound division, you should be able to think that, okay, well, Miguel Cotto being a smaller guy, fighting those faster guys in those lower divisions, move up to 160, he should be one of the fastest guys in the 160-pound division. I understand that, but see, when you look at the fact that, for example, Martin Murray today, the first 3 rounds was doing good. Why? Because I thought he had the perfect strategy. Until, guess what? The very smart fighter that he is adjusted. The strategy I'm talking about was when Martin Murray, when Golovkin was getting too close and when his back was against the rope, he would grab him and tie him up. And then, as soon as he let him go, he hit him with like a 2-piece or something like that. And that straight just kept hitting Golovkin in the early rounds. Actually, it was hitting him consistently. But Martin Murray, as we know, his work rate has always been low. His work rate. He always been a slow starter. So therefore, he was doing pretty good. And then guess what happened in the 4th round? Golovkin punched him dead in the stomach. You see him, he punched him dead in the gut. You see him go like, ugh. You see him on the camera, it's like.
Hey, what round was it over?
11.
I didn't even get to see it. I'm watching
Yeah,
it.
it's coming back on. I'm trying to be done before it comes back on. I already seen it, but it's like I need to go get some sleep or something. It started in exactly an hour and a half.
Man, yeah, I thought it was, because I saw that they said it was gonna start early, and I told my wife, I went out to eat with my brother, and then my wife was like, "Come on, hurry up, let's go." Man, I got here about 6:10, which is Central Time over here. Hell no, sucker had just been in. I'm like, pissed. I was pissed, like hell no. Then I started looking at my Get TV guide, and they said it was gonna be at 7:45. So.
Yeah. See, I already knew what it was because Martin Murray he's been fighting in Monte Carlo over there where they fought today.
Is that why it was early?
Yeah, multiple fights. So I already knew that was going to be on like my time. I already knew it was going to be on about 6 p.m. or something like that. Because that's usually the time that those fights come on. And also I was watching another fight, the Paul Smith versus Arthur Abraham. But yeah, man, see, here's the thing. I've been measured. See, people are saying GGG hasn't been fighting anybody, and I can understand that to an extent because they haven't been fighting anyone that you may know. But he's been fighting names. He's been fighting names. Martin Murray was by far his best opponent. So even though Martin Murray got beat down, if you think about it, Martin Murray put up a good fight during his beatdown.
Hell yeah, last 11 rounds.
So and that's what it is, because one thing I wanted to see Golovkin go rounds. And he went rounds and he did not slow down. So which means now I like, oh yeah, he can go 12.
Hell yeah.
He can go 12 and keep up constant pressure for 12 rounds. But one thing I did see is I saw that was numerous occasions in each round, even though it came in spurts, that Martin Murray was catching him clean. And I said it before is that if you put a fighter in there that can touch Golovkin, now he can be touched. If you watch this fights, he can be punched in the face. He can be hit. But if you put someone in there that hits him with something to somewhat slow down his onslaught.
Yeah. But maybe, don't you think, T-Street, that maybe he was doing that because he knew when he felt him at first, like, hell no, these motherfuckers don't hit hard. I can take it. Maybe that's why he wasn't. I think if he gets in there with a more stronger puncher, then he knows that he can't be wide open. Yeah, because he can get knocked out too as well. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why he was doing that. Because I know what you mean on that. I know on that other fight, what was it? Not the Mexican that fell off in the first round.
Daniel Gill?
Yeah, the Gill. Remember when he got hit before he knocked the guy out? He got hit straight on. But I think he knew that he could take that punch. That's why he was more defensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I've noticed, like, and watching his fights, he fights so much, and I cover all of them, literally. He fights so much. 10 times in 2 years, 10 times, 5 times a year.
That's good.
And it's crazy because if we had our boxers doing that now, I'm not going to get too far ahead, but basically, that's what this PVP, this Al Heyman thing is supposed to be doing. His fighters like Adrian Broner supposed to be fighting 4 times a year. Guys like Danny Garcia, 3, things like that. But when you look at, like, he's so active and people saying, well, why won't he fight this person or that person? Listen, I want him to stay at 160 pounds.
Yeah.
Like stay there until it's completely known for sure that these guys are ducking you and they do not want to fight you.
Yep.
So as it stands right now, he is the number one mandatory for Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto gets 1 fight, and then he's got to fight Golovkin, or it's fight Golovkin or vacate. And the WBC has not been fucking around. It's fight Golovkin or vacate.
He's not.
And I don't think that at this point in his career, Miguel Cotto. Now, even though, I can't say it. I wanted to say like no HOMO, but I can't really say it. But he got real big balls. The real big balls. He's got real big balls. You know, and he has no problem showing us his big balls, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But he's got.
I think he would have done that. He would have done that by now, bro. Think about it. Why wait?
No, not really, because Martin Murray was okay. See, you had the Golovkin had beat Rubio for the WBC interim, but Martin Murray was the WBC silver coming into the fight. So basically, you had a weird situation where two mandatories was fighting each other. So therefore, when Golovkin fought Martin Murray, he eliminated the last person. Is nobody in the way in the way. Like if he wants, he can chill. You know, he can chill until December, because that's when Cotto is going to have to decide when he's going to have, like, if he's going to fight Golovkin or not. December of 2015. You know, and this point in time in his career, I just don't think Cotto would do that to himself.
Nah.
But if they do it, of course, guarantee it's going to be a catchweight. Now Golovkin, for this fight, he weighed in at 158.9. Now remember, the catchweight for the Martinez fight, if I'm correct, was 159, just that 1 pound. So that goes to show you he can make that 159. So which means they probably gonna try to stretch that shit to 157. Now we talked about it before. You know where they're gonna start. They're gonna be like 154.12, 154.47.
Yeah, but his trainer done
155.
But when his trainer done came out and said that they won't go lower than 154 unless it's Mayweather. Triple G.
No, they said they won't go to 154 unless it's Mayweather.
Yeah, 154.
But for the Cotto fight, but it's like this. It's a weird ass situation because Miguel. Now listen to this. This is some real ass shit you got to think about. Miguel Cotto is the A side over Golovkin, but guess what? When it comes to negotiations, Golovkin is mandatory. Freddie Roach and Miguel Cotto can't go to Golovkin with that catchweight bullshit. Because it's like, oh, all right, well then fuck it. Vacate your title.
Cotto doesn't want it. He's gonna get hurt.
You know, so it's gonna have to be at full 160 pounds.
Yeah, that man it's got to, bro.
The only way that would be to get out of that, you know, to be at like if it was a catchweight bout, that means Golovkin will be making extra money. They'd be like, all right, well listen, make it this, and then we'll throw an extra $2 million in. You know, like a situation like that. You know, but if he was to fight him, it's going to have to be at 160, or he'll have to vacate, because, you know, it's not a voluntary. You know, so you can't be like, all right, I'll fight you, even though I'm supposed to, but for me to fight you, it's got to be at this weight. Then it's like, okay, well, drop your title. You know, like, you can't, like, I'm the mandatory.
Much better.
But you're going to not fight me? Because I don't want to fight at 155 or 156? You're not going to fight me? Okay, give me the title then. So as far as Golovkin staying at 160, I'm completely for that, because already we are like it's looking like he's going to be the WBC, the ring, the WBA Super World IBO champion at 160 pounds. Then Hassan Ndam versus David Lemieux. It can happen. You got Oscar De La Hoya talking about it right now on Twitter. So therefore, that means there's 2 more titles right there he can capture within a year at 160 pounds. The WBC, the ring runs, you know, hand in hand with the WBC a little bit, but the WBC and the IBF, he can have those titles within a year, and then try to go after Peter Quillen or Andy Lee or Billy Joe Saunders, whoever has it. So, like, it just doesn't, like, you know, I understand when people say, you know, like, well, he should be fighting Andre Ward. You got Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. telling him to move up. He can make 170. And it's like, okay, I understand all that, but at the same time, it's like, yo, like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, it does not make sense. And Chavez Jr., even though he's my homie, whether he gets high on pot or not, Chavez Jr., my homie, and listen, I ride for Chavez Jr. I ride like my homie turned down Golovkin money.
That's crazy.
He turned down. What was it?
But he just tweeted.
You guys can't hear me at all.
I know. He's on Twitter right now talking that bullshit. You know, what I did was I saw him talking that bullshit, but then I was like, you know what? I just turned up my Twitter. I was like, you know what? I didn't just turn it off and signed out. I don't even know why I signed out because I don't remember my password. But it's like when I see shit like that, because what I do is I got it so whenever he tweet, I get like his tweets. You know, because like I thought we was cool. Like for example. The other day, let me tell you some funny ass shit. the other day, right, he was talking that GGG shit on his Twitter. Go check his Twitter feed. He was talking that Golovkin shit. So then I asked him, no, what he did was he posted a photo of how much money he's been making for his fights. You know, like he's been making like over $1 million for his fights. So then I asked him, like, well, you turned, so I tweeted to him, you turned down 1.6 for this motherfucker, man. You turned down 1.6 for Golovkin. He tweets back, Austin Trout 1.1. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about Austin Trout for? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, he hot. Like, I'm like, listen, I asked him about Golovkin. He tweeted about tweeted back to me about 154 pounder. Like, what's wrong with him? And I'm already, and you know what? I was already upset at him because it's like I knew what was going on with the Golovkin thing. Like, Bob Arum, he would have fought Golovkin, if I'm correct, when he was still with Bob Arum for like I believe I may be off, but I did the video. I believe it was 1.6 million. That's a lot of money. Now remember, put into perspective how much Marcos Maidana made, right? Put into perspective how much Canelo and Lara made to fight each other, and Chavez was going to be making that to fight Golovkin, and you turn it down. Now here's the other part. He would have gotten 2.2 if he would have extended his contract. So automatically right there, now I already knew because I was doing like videos on it here and there that him and Al Haymon was talking, so I already knew that, oh, Al Haymon in his ear. He can fight Golovkin he can fight Golovkin, under Top Rank. And Arum, if you notice something about Top Rank, Arum is in a situation where I guess it's because like he old now. Like that he be putting like he don't, if you notice something about Top Rank, they don't try to baby their fighters. They try to make the best fights they could possibly make. Why? Because they don't have the massive roster like Al Haymon. But I was more confident that a Golovkin versus a Chavez Jr. would happen under Top Rank than it would with Al Haymon. Because the way I look at it is Al Haymon only wants Al Haymon fighters to lose on Al Haymon's watch. He don't want you to lose, and I'm sure he don't want you to lose, to somebody else on another card, or and you got to look at the history to show that. I don't even know why we're talking about Al Haymon, but I guess why? It's because I've been trying to avoid talking about Mayweather Pacquiao. But at this point in time, what time is it now? And I'm not going to be on here all night. So what I'm going to do is in an hour and 15 minutes, the replay of Golovkin versus Murray will be on HBO. Now, a lot of people didn't know, Americans, a lot of people didn't know that it was a early live broadcast, which was started at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Right now, it's 8:45 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to see the fight, basically, Golovkin won. Martin Murray showed the eye of the tiger, the heart of a warrior, but he didn't have the punch, and he didn't have the work rate. He didn't have anything, as they say, like really in the tool shed, He didn't have that wrench he can throw right at your face. Imagine getting hit in the face with a wrench. It's gonna stop you from moving forward, right? I know it's a little fucked up analogy. I know I'm tired, but at the same time, he didn't have nothing to stop him. He didn't have nothing to stop Golovkin from just literally stalking him and chasing him around the ring. It wasn't even stalking, because stalking is like you're trying to like be covert and everything. He just was like literally catching him and punching him all in the stomach, and and then after a while, started punching him dead on the top of his head. I believe it was the knockdown in the 10th round. He hit him, Murray was turning out of the corner, right? And then Golovkin hit him like on this weird angle on the top of his head to where his neck went like that on some shit. And then he just fell like. And I'm just like, and that's when I knew. I said, yo, this Golovkin dude. I was sitting there, and I'm just like, yo, Cotto's not beating him. Cotto's not. I don't see it. I don't see it. Cotto's not beating him.
Your boy Kid Chocolate says.
Kid Chocolate said Cotto. Oh, he said he beats Golovkin.
Yeah, he said that he wants to face the winner of this fight. There was an interview on that.
Here's the thing. It can happen, but here's the thing. This is what I really think, honestly, is going to happen. And you got to understand like the politics of boxing, especially the state of boxing right now.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to think is going to happen. I think that They're going to approach K2, the people who promote Golovkin. I forgot. It's K2? I believe it is.
Yeah, it is K2 promotion. Yeah.
They're going to approach. Al Heyman's going to approach them to put Golovkin on NBC or one of those type things. After the HBO thing is over. But will HBO allow it? And that's the only way I see him fighting Peter Quillin. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I had kind of a change of heart with Peter Quillin because I thought about, if you watch Peter Quillin, and if you look at him like pre him turning dropping his belt and turning in that Rock Nation money, he can fight. Peter Quillin can fight. The only thing I'm concerned about with him is he got freakishly skinny legs.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how that will hold up with Golovkin. But as far as giving Golovkin something to think about when he's chasing you,
I don't know, bro.
Peter Quillin's got that punch.
Did you see that interview with Abel Sanchez where he came out and said about Andrew Warren? He said that they said that Andrew Warren wanted a couple of tune-up fights. He goes, yes, I want him to get those tune-up fights. That's why whenever the Triple G get a hold of him, there won't be no excuse saying that he wasn't warmed up yet. You know what I'm saying? After he gets those tune-up fights.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What he wanted who to have a warm-up fight?
The Warren, because Warren had said that he wanted a couple of tune-up fights before he get a real fight. A big fight, and that's what Abel Sanchez said. He goes, that's what I want him to do. Get a couple of tune-ups. That whenever Triple G get a hold of him, and he beats him, I don't want to. I want him to give him the credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here's something else crazy. Here's something else crazy. You got next week, next Saturday, right now, basically next Saturday at this time next week. You're gonna have either Chris Eubank Jr. or Dmitry Chudinov being the mandatory for Golovkin. So we might, in the future, and for some reason, Chris Eubank and his pop, I don't know what's going on over there. They think they can beat Golovkin.
Hell no.
So now you got to throw him into.
Ain't nobody beating him at 160.
I got a pirate.
Nobody.
I guess.
Not even Kid Chocolate. I don't think.
Pirate though. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like my man's a pirate though. Like.
My bad, T Street. My bad, T Street.
No, you cool. I'm just, it's like I'm tired, so I'll be like freaking out.
I'm trying to take it off. Right now.
So I'm thinking like, did I just say a pirate? But yeah, if you look at the options for Golovkin, they're out there. Like Paulie Malignaggi on his Twitter said something very interesting most recently. Like when people keep talking about Floyd and Golovkin, Floyd did not come into the.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know about the second Marcus McDonald fight because he looked like Floyd looked like at his age he's looking a little bit bigger. Like I'm talking about like bigger as in like maybe he may be coming into the ring at about 155, maybe 158 or something like that. Just my own personal opinion. But he don't be coming we can say that if that's not true because we haven't seen the tail of the tape. If you notice his last couple fights, it hasn't been there when they showed his weight. So if you look at that, you gotta think that Floyd Mayweather comes into the ring at 150 pounds. So like fighting Golovkin, I just like why people keep trying to throw him in the ring like with him. That's not even realistic to me. When you got Golovkin who can be fighting at 168 if he feels. So I understand Golovkin will come down to 154 and everything, and of course it will be a fight that we will all want to see. But I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to say, Floyd should just move to 160 and fight Golovkin. He ducking him. It just doesn't make no sense. None of it makes any sense. It does not.
Let me tell you what makes sense though, T Street. Let me tell you what makes sense. I think that Floyd should give up the 154-pound belts because he ain't fighting at 154 no more. You know what I'm saying? He should let somebody else shine in that division. We already know that he's gonna finish his career out at 147. Yeah,
he's got me, because I look at it like like you holding up belts, for fighters. And let's not talk about Dana Garcia. That's a different situation. But for Floyd,
don't get me started.
Like for Floyd, for him to be in a position of power, it's like you got those belts and you don't plan on really being a 154-pounder. If that was the case, he would be fighting Lara, and then I'm not, and then it's like this, like for example, Anthony Mundine, the WBC 154-pounder. We know he's not going to fight him. You know, we know he's not going to fight him, but at the same time, it's like, you know, like Floyd, like get his belt up. You know, like get a belt up. You know, like, but at the same time, you got to think like, well, like how long is the WBC gonna have him doing this? And you know what I would have liked to see? I would have
WBC.
I would have liked for the situation that Marcos Maidana had for Manny Pacquiao to have, as far as he get to fight for what was it, the WBC and the WBC 147 and the I forgot what it was, but basically he would have been fighting for belts in 2 divisions.
Yeah, and it's funny though.
Even though we know Pacquiao is not a 154 pounder, still I would have loved for them to market this fight for all of the belts: the WBO 147 pound belt, the 147 WBC, the 147 WBA, the 154 WBA, the 147 WBA, the ring for both of those divisions. So imagine, you know, because Marcos Maidana had that chance, even though it wasn't as many belts on the line, but he had the chance to fight for 2 divisions. Now we know that Marcos Maidana can fight at 154, but still, I just, you know, that was just something, you know, that I think, you know, that would have been more epic for this fight, you know, if they would have had all the belts on the line. Yeah. But yeah, we know Floyd's not finishing his career at 154. I mean, 154. Yeah. He's not doing it. You know, if anything, he would go up. Like, if anything, like, you know, like if he had a last fight, it would be against Miguel Cotto for that 160.
Yeah.
But you know, we already talking about it now, and plus, you know, I'm going to be getting off of here in about an hour. I'm not going to be on here all night, man.
Okay.
So it's like, listen, we in a situation now where we got we got a lot of people who really did not want the fight to happen. Who really did not believe that the fight was going to happen. Now, I'm not gonna, you know, I already got it out of my system. You know, like where I just, you know, was cursing everybody out, snapping out, you know, like on Twitter, like, haha, remember I told you. You know, I was going ham. You know, and I was doing it intentionally. I said, you know, for the rest of this day, for this full 24 hours, they're going to hear my motherfucking mouth. You know, but now, you know, now that it's all out of my system and everything, you know, like I did a little dance, you know, Mortal Kombat and everything. I'm not hyped. Because you know why? It's because when I was when I was sitting there and I got the news and I started feeling it in my bones. And I was like, my God, they're fighting. I was like, my heart's beating fast. I was ridiculed on a mass scale. I was getting dumbass questions like, so when is the announcement, motherfucker? and I just be like, relax. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, nobody could. Let's talk about it in detail. Nobody knew how long it would take to negotiate something so big, but at the same time, me along with various other people, and you know what? I like to see. Here's the thing. I've been wanting to crucify Dan Rayfield. I've been wanting to crucify him, but I can't. But people knew that Floyd was going to fight him. All that network shit, you know, like that's what held everything up. You know, deciding, for example, if you don't know, there won't be 24/7. There won't be all access. Now, of course, it may be something along those names. It may be something like Pacquiao's Road to Mayweather 24/7, but it's only going to be one episode, and it's going to be about an hour long.
A fight this magnitude, only one episode?
Well, see, you got to think. You got to think. Look at it from a business standpoint. Showtime don't want Floyd on HBO for nothing. So therefore, you know, if HBO has that epic face-off with Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, who benefits? It's an HBO show. Even though Floyd helped create it, it's an HBO show.
All right, you know what they should do? You know what they should do? As Floyd got Showtime, all access, right? Just show him all on access on Showtime, and then have Pacquiao just do 24/7.
I thought the same thing, but then at the same time, they can't be in the same episode. So therefore, what you'll have 3 episodes.
Don't put them in the episodes. Don't put them.
Listen to me. Hey, listen, I would love for it to happen. But if you really think about it, you're gonna have, like, you know, like, put it this way: Like, you know what? I don't know why they wouldn't do it. You know, and right now it's not too late. It's not too late. But you know what? I would love to see like 3 episodes, half hour apiece of Manny Pacquiao in preparation, like a little, you know, like reality TV, you know, thing of only him on his way to, like, you know, like his road to the Mayweather fight. And imagine like the last episode, the one before the fight, you know, it just be like, you know, like to be continued or some shit like that. And you see him like arriving in Vegas. You know, like in the same thing.
Tell me this. Is they gonna do a press conference? You know, like
they're gonna do. Well, see, here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. They're gonna do what they're supposed to do as far as an initial press conference, a final press conference, and a post-fight press conference. But as far as, like, you know, all that other bullshit, you know, like what you would think would be with a big fight like this, like these guys traveling around the world together, you know, like doing like face-offs everywhere, you know, like they in the Great Wall of China doing face-off, they be in Paris doing a face-off, they be at Rocky Statue doing a face-off. They're not doing that for this fight. For one, both parties involved, let's be honest, they don't work with each other. Frank and Al Haymon don't work with each other. So to get this shit done, it's a one-shot deal. You know, so therefore they don't want one side benefiting off the other side. They don't want it. You got both sides that through these negotiations were trying to find a way to get over on the other side. You know, that's what it is. And boxing is a very dirty and perverse sport. Still, even right now, all the details are not even fully finalized. They just had to get the main issues out of the way. Like, listen, Mayweather Promotions is going to be in charge of basically the event. Top Rank is going to be second, even though we know Mayweather Promotions never promoted nothing on this scale. Now, what I'm saying is this. Mayweather Promotions could not promote this fight on their own successfully. I'm talking about to produce, you know, it would be successful regardless. But I'm talking about it'd be kind of bootleggish. You know, like, I mean, for crying out loud, where's Leonard Ellerbe?
I think he fired him. That's
the thing. He did not get fired. So people keep saying, well, he could just use Mayweather Promotions. No, that company is still in somewhat of a disarray. They're like, Mayweather Promotions is still building. You would think that, and I said this years ago, literally. And I get pissed off when I say, listen, the man just got his they just got their promoter's license. They just got their promoter's license.
Is it Ellerbe that got the license, or is it Floyd that got the license?
It's Floyd. But see, usually how it works is, for example, Oscar De La Hoya and Richard Schaefer both have promoter's licenses.
Okay.
You know, like that. But at the same, but they need a CEO. And you know, Floyd Mayweather just he did Leonard Ellerbe dirty. You know, and don't get me wrong, you know, I think Leonard Ellerbe is a weirdo, but he did him dirty. You know, as far as, you know, going out like in the media, you know, like basically condemning the man, you know, basically saying, you know, come May, expect major changes, like, you know, changes to his team and all that shit.
Leonard Ellerbe?
Yeah, talking about Ellerbe.
Yeah, Floyd was talking that shit. He did an interview with Fight Hype. Like, he was pissed off because basically, for one thing is he didn't like the fact that Leonard Ellerbe saved his ass when Leonard Ellerbe put all the belts up online.
He had that look on his face.
Because, see, remember, Floyd would have been going on a year without defending that title. So the WBC was being put in a situation like, yo, we're going to have to strip you.
You should just vacate that shit. You don't want to defend this shit no more.
Exactly, but at the same time, Leonard Ellerbe saved him because he bought him some time, because now he got to basically, you know, like, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because he got to defend all his titles in one night.
It's like when Donnie Lalonde fought Sugar Ray Leonard.
Exactly. And what was it? I believe Sugar Ray Leonard weighed in something like 158, some old shit like that. Yeah, I remember that.
What belts are on the line for this fight?
Just the 447-pound titles: WBA Super World 147, WBC, the Ring, and WBO. And then you know they're gonna make up some bullshit belt, like Fighter of the Millennium belt. Yeah. They always do shit like that. They're gonna make up. And you know they're gonna go extra far and beyond. It's gonna be like some diamond encrusted heavy ass belt.
Money
So
team.
there's no rematch clause. Is that for
No,
just
that's
so
crazy.
It should be.
If
Well,
Floyd,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, like they can't. These two sides, they can't. Like, look what it took for them to get one fight done. Oh, man, like politics that would be involved in a rematch.
no, I was just thinking maybe there wasn't a rematch clause just so Manny could have a bigger negotiation and be able to get more out of it if he did win. Because
Well,
like if
exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if Floyd was to lose, and I'm just saying, if we're talking about the situation you're talking about, like if he was to lose, then that would make Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao just automatic A side, and Floyd obligated to basically fight the rematch or not. Like I don't think they wanted to be in that situation. I just can't. Like looking at the ego of Floyd, I can't see him. Like there being a chance, that he could lose to Pacquiao and allowing Pacquiao to be A side and putting him in a situation that's like, get your rematch now or don't, and putting Floyd in a situation that's like, well, now you got to be B side Floyd, and you got to fight me or you ducking me. So it's a lot deeper than that. But the fact that there's no rematch clause, I'm like, oh shit, one and done, high stakes, Russian roulette.
Do you think Floyd would give Pacquiao a rematch if Floyd won?
No, not give in any
not even a close fight, like not even like one that was close to the Maidana fight. I can't even see Floyd getting a rematch.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
The fans gonna want it. If it's close.
Well, it all. See, I look at it like this. No matter what happens in the first fight, like no matter what happens in this fight, May 2nd, 2015. Whether Pacquiao gets knocked out, whether he gets completely, took into school, whether Floyd gets knocked out, whatever, fans still going to want a rematch. Because they're going to say, oh, this shouldn't have happened, and the rematch is not going to be the same. So, but I just don't see them able to deal with each other, because if Floyd loses, old Bob Arum going to be on his high horse.
Hell yeah.
He's going to be on his high horse. We're going to be fighting in Dallas. He's going to be taking Floyd. Like, imagine Floyd all out of his element. Like, he can't control shit.
Tell me this. Do you believe that Floyd wanted this fight?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm glad you said that.
I posted something on my Twitter, like, saying something like, I had a gut feeling he was going to try to get out of it. But the only way he can get out of it is if he gets injured. Like people, like, the ignorance that just was flowing around on social media and the internet, and I'm like, people talking about, well, he can just fight him. I'm saying, yo, he's got to fight on May 2nd.
Yeah, he's too far in. He's too far in to try to get out of it.
Like, who else was he going to negotiate with? And then also, Miguel Cotto has something that he would want.
Yeah.
So Cotto will be like, oh, you're not going to be thinking you was fighting me and me not able to, well, basically me just let you lead the negotiations. When I'm the one that's with a 160-pound champion, you need me for the fight to sell. You need this belt.
You know what I think? I think they had I think Les Moonves had a conversation with Floyd and Al Haymon that don't nobody know about. That he said
we do know.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a conversation. I think this conversation
all the night,
5 to 10 years from now, it's gonna be like if Floyd don't fight Pacquiao on May 2nd, because you know Al Haymon got that CBS deal with Les Moonves. And I feel that it's gonna be a conversation gonna come out 5 years from now. If he didn't fight Pacquiao, he probably gonna.
Who was that? I'm trying to mute you. Who was that?
I don't know who that is. Somebody got some noise in the background.
Well, I already knew that.
Floyd needed to fight Manny Pacquiao because those Marcus Maidana numbers weren't cutting it for Showtime. So he was basically forced into fighting Manny Pacquiao.
Also, like, once again, like, did people really think that Showtime was just going to let him sail off into the sunset? Really?
No.
Exactly.
They're eating hot dogs over there.
And did you think that people would not lose their jobs if this deal didn't fall, if this deal fell apart?
I also think Floyd kind of shot himself in the foot by saying, like, oh, I'm going to have this big surprise May 2nd. He kind of backed himself into a corner. Like, what other surprise was he going to give us, What was he going to say, oh, I'm fighting Cotto in a rematch? People have been like, okay, that's not really a good enough surprise. Like, he kind of had to. At the end of the day, he kind of did it to himself by trying to be that cocky Floyd that he always is. You know
Yeah,
what I
if he
mean?
tried to give us Amir Khan, I would have had to return that fucking shit.
I don't know if that's necessarily a bad fight. I just don't think that that's the fight people want to see. I think that's an interesting fight, though. It can be.
Wait, who?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Henry?
Very
Oh, yeah.
good.
Hold up. Let me fucking mute this shit, man. I'm muting everybody. Amir Khan can like Amir Khan would give. Okay, I already said Amir Khan would beat him, would most likely beat him, in my opinion.
What'd you say?
Because see, people won't acknowledge the fact that Floyd. Go back and look at Floyd against Castillo, both of those fights. Go back and look at Floyd's older fights. He is clearly slowed down.
Oh yeah.
So I think that, you know, matching somebody with hand speed against Floyd Mayweather and somebody like Khan, it's hard for me to believe that Khan is not going to be laying some hands on him. You know,
Marcus Maidana landed hands on him, telling me Khan can't.
But at the same time, nobody wants, like in America, like, to be perfectly honest, I only noticed that it's Amir Khan's indigenous people, his culture, that think that Mayweather versus Khan would do like 3 million pay-per-view buys or some old shit. They really think that, oh, it's a massive fight. It would be this and that. And I say, listen, I understand it would be a good fight, but over here in the United States, people don't know who Amir Khan is. You know how they know him? They know him for getting his ass knocked around the ring by Daniel Garcia and not fighting him again. That's America. That's the way Americans. And I'm talking about, as they say, you know the not everyday boxing fan. They're like, oh yeah, I remember Daniel Garcia knocked him out. You know, and it's
British press knocked him out worse.
Yeah, you know, and then not to mention, you know, he on HBO getting knocked around by matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out when he was on HBO, the biggest platform, he wasn't winning his fights clearly. I'm talking about the ones he should have won clearly. Like, for example, he fought Marcus Maidana on HBO. We saw how that when he won, but yeah, he got smacked around. We saw Lamont Peterson. He won, but yeah, he was getting smacked around. Lamont Peterson was juicing, okay. But
he didn't win that fight. He lost that fight because the ref took 2 points away for shoving.
Who else? It was somebody else that he thought that he didn't look too good against on HBO. But then if you look at the fact that, you know, the Julio Diaz fight, I'm thinking like, you become really, really, really entitled. And that's when people say I'm bashing Amir Khan. I'm not. But it seems as though he's became really, really entitled after just fighting Luis Collazo and Devin Alexander.
That was a great fight, though, for him, though. The Devin Alexander fight.
But at the same
I'm just wishing he would have fought for the belt, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, those are good fights. But at the same time, that's not like fights that's going to be stuck in the fans' minds. Like, oh yes, he beat Devin Alexander. You should have been for it.
Yeah, he should have been on fight. He should be focusing on trying to fight Kell Brook right now.
And then and then now he don't got no opponent. Now he looking like a dickhead, and that's for real. I'm not being. It's not me being biased. He looks like a dickhead on a global scale, a big global dickhead. He's like, who you gonna fight now? Now you gotta fight Kell Brook, and he got a belt.
I think he should want to fight Kell Brook.
Yeah, I mean, how would you not want him? Like, you know, you told him to go get a belt. You're like, okay, go get a belt. I'll fight you.
Yeah.
He'll get your belt.
Beat him.
Still don't fight him.
That belt, you got leverage to negotiate with Floyd.
Yeah.
What's with the
What?
Why is it echoing?
I don't know, man. Why is it echoing?
I don't know.
Let me see. Let me check it out. Let me see if it's me.
Mute everybody.
Okay.
Man, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing nothing.
It could have been my TV. I'm sorry.
It is your TV, man. See, man, come on, get this shit together, man.
I got it. I muted it, man. Man.
But you know, you gotta understand, like, there's so many people that really do not want the fight to happen because what's gonna? There's still an echo.
Oh, that ain't me now. That ain't me.
Somebody trying to watch it on YouTube and be on here.
Okay, they show up on the screen and talk.
All right, just start talking to you.
It's you.
Find it. Who?
Muted his ass. It's you, Dave. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. But anyway, there's so many people that, like, I think to myself, like, with all the crap I was hearing, I'm thinking to myself, like, how don't you want the fight? How don't you want to see the fight? How don't you want to see Mayweather versus Pacquiao? And I think to myself, it's got to be because, you know, some type of personal gain or something. Because I really don't think that people can envision life after Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Like, what are you going to talk about? But then, like I said at the beginning of this video, that's why you got fights like Paul Smith versus Arthur Abraham that's doing major crazy numbers overseas. You know, you got to expand your horizons. Like, American fans, they think that Mayweather versus Pacquiao, after that happens, boxing is just done. No, especially the fact that Al Haymon, where's he at? Thank you, Al Haymon. He's down on the floor right now. But
no, Al don't get you.
But Al Haymon now has to combat the fact that Mayweather versus Pacquiao was happening. You got to think that he's thinking about the fact that, okay, Mayweather versus Pacquiao was happening. After that, people are going to think boxing's dead. What is he going to do? What is he doing now? Setting up all these fights. This year, we're probably going to have the most fights, like mainstream fights we've ever seen in the history of boxing.
But to be honest, though, all those fights are not good, though. Al is putting
all of them are not good. Which is like, see, they're like, you got the plus and the minuses of Al Haymon. You know, like the biggest minus he has is you don't know what his plan is because he don't talk to people. So therefore, when you got people like that, you always think he up to some bullshit. It's like, yeah, what kind of sneaky shit you up to? Why you ain't talking to nobody? Why you always in the shadows and shit? Like, why you always behind the curtains? Like, you know, like peeking out the window.
Hey, didn't you say one of your friends met Al Haymon or something?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, two of them actually. You know, if you notice, well, you probably don't notice, but on my Facebook, every now and then, somebody would post on my wall like some backhanded ass photo of him when they'd be like on some, like it'd be like the photo would be like it has somebody's leg or something in it, and then they say, look, this is Al Haymon. But yeah, apparently he talks like Mayweather. Apparently he talks like Mayweather. It was even one boxing interview. I keep referring to the same boxing interview. The poor old guy that was interviewing him, the poor old guy walked up to him. Now, this was for an article, not an actual interview. The guy walked up to him and asked him, you know, like, why is Mayweather not fighting Shane Mosley when it could possibly be a very big fight? And this was a long time ago. So then in the article, he said Al Haymon turned around like, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm still counting the pay-per-view buys we did last night. And I'm thinking like, and this article was from 2000. Like, it was so long ago, and I already knew, you know, from talking to various different people that Al Haymon coaches Mayweather on who to be. You know, like, and the type of shit to say. You know, like, well, listen, tell them that they don't do the numbers you do. What else? Oh yeah, say that you TBE. And, you know, 47 try, 47 fail. But, yeah, but I already said that. Okay, listen. Well, then tell them, look, you offer them the $40 million. Just keep saying that. Then listen, it always works. Keep saying it. You know? Like, so, you know, like, and if you realize, a lot of times, Mayweather be robotic and shit. He be saying the same shit all the time.
Oh, yeah. So is the other
fighters. He'd be like, well, you know,
it's in the contract. They gotta say thank you, Al Haymon.
He'll say some shit like, well, I take my hat off to him. You know, he's a nice, young, talented fighter.
He's a young
you know, Mayweather Promotions. Getting the guys under our banner. You know, it'd be the same shit. The same shit, except he just spinning around a little bit. You know, especially when it was coming to Pacquiao. And you know, a lot of people don't notice. I've been stopped talking all that Mayweather's scared and Mayweather's a bitch and he don't want to fight Manny Pacquiao and all that stuff. Because you know why? It's because I remember in December of 2014, I talked about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao happening. Why? Because Mayweather took this crazy-ass trip to China and some news started leaking around that he was there for something. You know, so... When we, for example, like right now, the fact that the fight is official, fully 100% done. Official is a ref with a whistle. Well, it's done. How can you not think that Miami Heat game shit was staged? Did Manny Pacquiao not show you the contract that already existed? Oh, people are not going to talk about that, though. Did you notice nobody been talking about that? The man posted the contract that already just been out there that Floyd said never existed. You see what I'm saying? Like how Floyd, like, you know, like when you're in a position of power and you have that many people that can follow you because of the position of the power you're in, you can literally say anything to the point where Manny Pacquiao, you know, because I thought to myself, like, Manny Pacquiao, now I never saw the contract myself. I was hearing all the same shit as everybody else when it came to that. But at the same time, I knew, like, oh, yeah, it's done. But I'm thinking, like, Manny Pacquiao would have been a big-ass dickhead if he was lying about that contract.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
A big-ass, strong-ass dickhead.
Pacquiao doesn't even tweet from his own account. You know, that's not even him.
What you say?
I said Pacquiao doesn't even tweet from his own account.
Oh, yeah, we know that shit not him. Because he be talking some major shit, like, because he just started, remember, he just started all that trash talking, like, you know, within the last year. He wasn't talking that shit before. He wasn't giving the fans what they, you know.
He doesn't even speak English well enough to type like that. I'd be reading this stuff, and I'm like, there's no way you wrote that out.
Yeah, and it'd be perfect, punctuation, everything.
It's perfect.
He is a congressman, but at the same time, we know that's not him.
Yeah.
That's not him. It'd be somebody, it'd probably be Boo Boy or Tito Ness. That'd be Tito Ness tweeting for it. You know, because it's not him. But see, I'm just so glad that the fight. See, I can't even really like enjoy the news because I had like a hard ass road to get here. So it's like, you know, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, like I knew it was happening already. I had zero doubt. The biggest doubt I had was that that he would try to find some type of way to back out. But I knew that the media and also the like Showtime, CBS, all those people will not allow him to back out. Fix your camera, man. Blair Witch Project. Oh, that's Office Honcho. That's you're doing major numbers on that. Oh yeah, well I did see it on Box Nation too. I don't got Box Nation, but I seen it.
I know. I missed it. I was so happy to.
Well, they're probably going to use it again. Box Nation is kind of like Box Nation is good, but they kind of like bootleg a little bit because technically you get your permission to use your shit now.
Oh, they don't even ask me.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, I'd be blessed that they did it. It's a blessing that they did it, but at the same time, yeah, they're going to use that shit again because they didn't have somebody to put together the promo for them. They said, shit, go get some shit off YouTube. Go find some shit that's trending. We need some hype up for the fight. But, you know, I guess it got to a point that I understood where people were coming from, where they were like, you know, well, I'm not going to believe nothing until Mayweather announces himself. I'm not going to believe. I understood all that. But at the same time, if you really, now we can talk about it now that the fight is official. If you really realize what's been going on, how could you not think the fight was happening? When Mayweather was trolling the shit out of you, people were like, oh, he said he was trolling the shit out of y'all. Yeah. He was trolling you. And you know, y'all falling for that shit. You know, there's people like, he's scared. He don't want to. Why has he got Bad Medina, you know, shooting secret videos and all that shit? I'm just sitting right back, just like these fucking, I'm sitting back like these fucking assholes. But now that it's happening, like a fight like this, you know, it takes a lot for it to come together. And the reason why is because you got to understand the politics, the dirty, perverse politics of boxing right now, to whereas like egos and money has turned fighting into a point where it's not about pride anymore. It's about fighting who is going to offer me the most money. I understand that, but at the same time, that's not the sport like I've grown up to love. You know, when you got guys like, oh well, you know, he don't bring in no money.
Man, we just gonna have to accept the fact that the game's changed.
Yeah, it obviously has. You know, look at all these undefeated fighters. Did you notice there's like so many undefeated fighters out here now?
So many undefeated fighters.
Remember, it's so many. It's a lot of. It didn't used to be like this before. No. There's a lot of undefeated fighters out here these days, man. Yeah. You know, they just be cool. Like I got my yes. You know, like who I fight? Hell yeah, I fight Rod Salka. Hell yeah.
Who's on the undercard?
You know what?
Nobody. Oh, you know, the only name you're hearing being circulated right now is Vasily Lomachenko. Also, you know, you could probably throw in because he might like Mickey Bay. They're gonna throw some money team fighters in there. It's not gonna be Bobby Jackson's fight. No, it's gonna be Jillian Love.
No. Does Floyd get to pick that, or will Al pick that?
No, yeah. Well, see, here's what's going on. Mayweather Promotions controls the event. From my understanding, it's going to be like basically 3 fights. 3 undercard fights. No cross promotional fights. I don't think no cross promotional fights. But it'll be like 2 Mayweather fights. Mayweather or Al Haymon fights basically, and then a top rank fight, something like that. Like it's something weird. But how they're going to do it?
They should have all crossover fights.
Now, do you think Al Haymon
you would think they would do that? But once again, you got to think you'll be dealing with Bob Arum and Al Haymon matching their fighters against each other. And
he already dealing with them now on the biggest fight.
I know. I would have thought, like me personally, I would have thought that they would have took care of that Chavez Jr. from Farah situation. Also, I would have thought they would have had cross promotional fights since they working together at this point in time. But honestly, I mean, they just don't, because truth be told, like a Timothy Bradley, I'm sure he would love to be on the undercard. I would love to see Timothy Bradley versus Amir Khan, as the co-feature. But the co-feature is going to be Leo Santa Cruz versus some bullshit.
I don't even think they're going to put a
fight Riggin down. I don't even want to see him.
That's not going to be no Riggin. Don't even say Leo Santa Cruz Riggin down. Don't say it. Don't say it, because it's not. It's done. We seen exactly what happened. It was being negotiated. And then Al Haymon wasn't trying to listen. Remember when Al Haymon and Golden Boy reached the buyout, right?
Yeah.
He left Leo Santa Cruz with Golden Boy. Like, all right, I'm gonna leave you a couple fighters.
Yeah, but Santa Cruz still had a Golden Boy deal though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is but he left. But basically he could have brought Leo Santa Cruz with him then. But he left him there like, all right, I'm going to leave some fighters. So then Oscar like, yes, I'm going to make the Rigondeaux fight. Al Haymon come down like, nah, I buy out. And then come straight down.
He's going to go ahead and buy Amir Khan, too. He's going to buy Amir Khan out, too.
No,
Amir Khan still got a Golden Boy deal, too.
No, he's not. No, Amir Khan is free agent. Amir Khan's no Golden Boy promotions. Amir Khan is not Showtime anymore. He's an Al Haymon fighter.
He's all Al Haymon now.
Like his deals are done. And that's the Al Haymon way. What Al Haymon does is, what I've noticed is this: what he does. He's working a lot now with what he was doing with Golden Boy, having like his fighters fighting on their cards. Now he's doing it with Lou DiBella and Goose and Tudor Promotions. So what he does is, he'll let like one of those promotional companies sign up one of his fighters, and then what he'll do is to showcase that fighter, he'll use the whole promotion, like for his other fighters. So, for example, here's a crazy situation. Now look, think about this, right? You got Keith Thurman, right, versus Robert Guerrero. Keith Thurman and Robert Guerrero are completely Al Haymon fighters, former Golden Boy Promotions fighters, but they're Al Haymon fighters. No promoter. Then you got Adrian Broner versus John Molina. Adrian Broner, Al Haymon fighter. No promoter. Then you got John Molina Jr., Goose and Tudor Promotions, Al Haymon fighter. Voila! Yes, we got our promoter to promote the fight. That's how he does it. All he needs is one fighter to have a promotional contract, and he makes a deal with the promoter, to put his fighters on there. Yeah. So basically, the card is put together around John Molina. Like, it's crazy.
Always been doing business with DiBella, because if you look in the backgrounds of every single fight before 2009, you always see Al Haymon beside Lou DiBella.
Yeah.
I do.
They are close. They are close. I guess he was the backup plan. All right, if anything ever goes wrong with Golden Boy, we got you. But see, I got a love-hate relationship for Al Haymon. And the hate situation is all those bullshit fights he was giving us, because me personally, I feel that you're supposed to provide us with the best fights possible, period. Now, I can understand if a fighter may take a loss, he takes a comeback fight, or if a fighter takes a comeback fight, then he still don't look good in that comeback fight, he take another one. But still, when you got the fights we were being given, and then the fact that we're being smacked in our face with fighters, right, being put on the fighters that should be fighting each other, being put on the same card on multiple occasions. You know, so that's what was pissing me off. But looking at the fact that, okay, all right, now he's got all these network deals and everything. This is something that's been that he's been planning for God knows how long. This didn't just pop out of nowhere. This had to be going on, you know, way about a year or two ago, you know. But they wanted to use Golden Boy Promotions, thinking that Richard Schaefer would be in control of Golden Boy Promotions, you know, as being their promoter, taking him to, you know, the Premier Boxing Champions thing. So now you got a situation where he's giving us all these fights. So, you know, that's the love right there, is because for a person like me who does videos, now I'm busy as shit. Like, even like, you know, every Saturday night now I'm here.
Yeah,
like, you know,
gonna be in the daytime too.
Exactly. He's got the midday cards. For example, Adonis Stevenson's going to be taking on Saki Obika on a midday card. You know, I believe the
that fight. Do you honestly want to see that fight?
No, I don't want to see any Adonis Stevenson fights unless he's fighting. I don't care for him, because you know what? I don't like too much about Adonis Stevenson. He seems like me to be one of the Haymon fighters that said, you know what, I'm all completely 100% for the money. I don't care who I fight. Al Haymon, just make sure I make money. You know.
Yeah, but you know, there was a. I would really wish that he fought Fanfare again, but then they scrapped that fight. You remember? You know what I'm talking about?
It was in the works.
Fanfare could probably beat him in the second time around. I thought he could have beat him.
Saki Obika can beat him.
Yeah, he catch him with one of them wild ass haymakers.
Obika has the best chance of beating him.
Yeah, he catch him with one of them haymakers. Yeah.
No, but Saki Obika is very active as well too.
Yeah.
You know, he throws a lot of. He's very active, and also, you know, he's a even though he could be considered a little dirty, like he's a tough fighter. You know, like he's gonna be going out there to try to like knock Adonis Stevenson out. But it's like, if he don't fight Kovalev, you know, or Pascal, I don't care. But guess what the WBC did? They made the winner of Kovalev versus Pascal the mandatory. The WBC ain't been playing no games. Remember, a lot of people don't remember that the WBC was getting ready to strip Floyd. They made, because before he went to go fight for the WBO against Timothy Bradley in that second fight, WBC made Manny Pacquiao the mandatory challenger for Floyd's title, where they was going to strip him.
Yeah. I don't know if they were going to strip him, though, because that's Floyd. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't know. See, that was the WBC trying to prove a point.
I think they came in with a demand.
No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't going. I don't think they was going to strip him, but they was trying to show basically, we're going to put our foot down.
Yeah.
Putting the pressure on.
Like, you know, like, we want you to fight Pacquiao. And if you notice what they've been doing, and I'm completely for it, and a lot of fans have not been giving them like the proper credit, the WBC has been doing an excellent job, and the IBF, and the WBO.
You know what? I like the IBF. They don't have a whole bunch of belts. They got one belt. If you want to be IBF champ,
they will strip the shit out of you.
Hell yeah.
They will. Like, if you're not, like, they will strip the shit out of you. They don't fuck around. You can try to fake all that injury bullshit like Carl Fry. I'm not saying he was faking. They don't give a fuck. They're like, no, he's gonna be fighting. We're not trying to hear that shit. Get that belt up.
They ain't got all them belts. They only got one belt.
Yeah, I would say the weakest division. I would say the weakest organization in making mandatories is the fucking WBA. That like, I don't know what's.
That's why they got all those belts, so they ain't got to make mandatory.
They got the WBA Super World, the WBA World, the WBA Regular, the WBA Interim. It's so like, what is your number one contender?
Where's your champion?
I don't know who's going to get a shot. That's why. If you notice, that's why you never see WBA order mandatories. Did you ever notice that?
Have you ever noticed that them belts look the same? They all look the same.
You never see WBA order a mandatory. You never see WBA order such and such. WBA purse bid. Never. No way. Not never. No way.
There was one with Moreno and Koki Kameda, but that was.
Look how long ago that was. Look how long ago that was.
2 years ago, or a year and a half ago.
But look at right now. Look who the WBA champions are, right? For example, you got WBA Super World Champion at 122 pounds, Guillermo Rigondeaux. You got Scott Quigg, the WBA World. You got Erislandy Lara, who's held that belt for God knows how long. Guess what? You got you got Floyd Mayweather, got the regular belt. You got Gennady Golovkin, who's the WBA, the real WBA champion of the Super World. You got Danny Jacobs, the other WBA. You got now listen. It's getting deep. That's how I'm telling you. The WBA don't be making no mandatories. You got Danny Garcia, who's the WBA Super World champion, and before Mauricio Herrera lost to Jose Benavidez, he was the WBA interim.
Well,
So
now
it's
it's
like,
Danny Garcia, Jesse Vargas, and Jose Benavidez. It's all three of them that got that WBA belt.
So if you notice, they do not be making them. I don't know who they in cahoots with. I don't know what be going on.
What belt does Keith Thurman have in that WBA?
The WBA. A lot of people get it confused.
Yeah, that's what I just want to clarify. Floyd's got one of them.
Super World. That's the main belt. Then you have the WBA World. But since you have
Floyd's got a Super World.
What you said? No, he does. No, he has not been upgraded. That
No,
was false.
No. Keith Thurman's the regular now. Keith Thurman's the regular champion.
No, do you know what regular means?
He ain't an interim no more though. I know it's too many belts as it is.
They got still. You got to understand what I'm saying. Floyd Mayweather still got that belt, yo.
Yeah. He got the real belt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, whatever book that 147-pound.
I don't respect those other belts. If you ain't got the real one, I don't really respect.
But the thing is, but if anything, they should be #1 contender belts, and nobody they don't be ordering no mandatories. You don't never see nobody chasing no WBA title.
They just got a lot of belts, so when they come out, they can put belts on people and make it look like it's all these title fights. And really,
that money, those sanctioning fees, also that money. You know,
like pay sanctioning fees on the lesser belts too.
I want to say something real quick. Speaking of Danny Garcia, my God, we know he can't make 140 anymore. Every fight he's fighting is going up a pound. Last fight, what was it? 143. Now he's fighting this new fight at 144.
Nah, 42 and 43.
Gonna be 145.
Yeah, they put him in the well. Here's what the WBC did to him recently. A part of his they had ordered him to fight #1 contender Victor Postol. Him and Al Haymon paid Victor Postol to step aside so they could fight Lamont Peterson. But a part of the agreement was, which I haven't heard nothing about it yet. A part of the agreement was that Victor Postol was supposed to fight on the undercard of Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson. We haven't heard him on the undercard yet, right? Also, listen to this craziness. Also, they basically gave him 2 mandatories. So not only does Postol have to fight on the undercard, then the next fight you have to fight him. So basically, they're looking at it like you put him on the undercard to give him exposure, to let people know the guy fighting on the undercard is going to be the guy you got to fight next.
Yeah.
So then what they did was make Lucas Matisse the #1 contender after that. So it's 2 mandatories. That's crazy. So that goes to show you that basically it was like, listen, we sick of this shit.
But either way, it's a crime that the Peterson and Garcia fight is not for the undisputed title.
That's a shit fight to me. I swear they're not fighting for the belt.
And honestly,
imagine whoever won that fight went to go on to fight Matisse or Postol. It would be
yeah.
I mean, Danny should give up the belts. He clearly can't make 140 anymore.
Well, no. Here's what I see, and it's very logical because Al Haymon has his fighters set up in various different divisions to be in line for titles. You know, like in this situation right now, guess who after this fight would be as Adrian Broner. If he beats John Molina, he'll be a mandatory for Danny Garcia.
I would love to see that fight, but Danny can't make 140 no more.
No, but what he's doing is even if he can't make
Danny would move up and Adrian would get the belt.
Exactly. And that's how Al Haymon working.
So basically, Danny Garcia wants to move up to 147, but Al Haymon's keeping him back just to protect his other fighters. And then when a belt opens up for Danny at 147, he'll move up, and Broner will get the 140 belt.
And also, he don't want those belts that Danny has to be vacated and somebody else outside of his stable gets them. Because remember, he has a strong stable of 140-pound fighters, so he needs those guys that have belts.
Yeah, I figure Adrian Broner is gonna be the next guy to hold those 2 belts. That's how I'm looking at it.
But if you look at it, no, honestly, because what's going to happen is Adrian Broner, if Danny vacates, Adrian Broner is going to have to fight Victor Postol, or Adrian Broner is going to have to fight Lucas Matisse.
Who's got the WBO belt?
Matisse, because Matisse ain't an Al Haymon fighter no more. You know Al Heyman gonna find a way to get out of that fight.
Exactly. And Victor Postol was a top-ranked fighter. You know,
who's got the WBO 140 belt?
Which one is less dangerous? Which one is less
WBO 140 that's vacated. Remember, Chris Algieri, when he fought Pacquiao, vacated it. So what's happened is Terence Crawford is taking on Tomas Delorme. I forgot the date. I don't believe the date is official yet.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri priced himself out.
Yeah, but Bronner just tweeted today. He just tweeted Terence Crawford, and he was like, "Hey, good luck with you. You're a great boxer, whatever." And I just think he did that because he's just trying to become friends with him. He don't want to have to fight him at that 140 belt. He's never ever said anything to him, and today he just randomly says that.
And also, you know, who listens to Adrian Broner? Like, you know, like when it comes to who he's going to fight or who he wants to fight.
Yeah.
It's not his choice. Also, you have Terence Crawford, full-fledged future of top-ranked boxing.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got Adrian Broner of the future basically of Al Heyman. That like it can't happen. And it's a shame. Like I said, that's when it comes to, you know, like the bad of Al Heyman. You know, the fact that like certain fights he just don't want to make unless the fighters are under his stable. And the way I look at it, it's like, you know, like in wrestling, like with the NWO. You know, you'll be fighting your match, it'll be somebody like Juventud Guerrero versus Blitzkrieg and some old craziness. And then you'll see the Blue Juventud Guerrero versus Psychosis. And then you'll see, like, you know, then all of a sudden you'll see, like, the NWO start walking down. You know, that's how Al Heyman be, you know, to a point where he put fighters into a situation. It's like either you join us or you don't.
Yeah.
You know, and then they just be signing. So I'm looking at it like this. Al Heyman doesn't want to match his fighters against fighters that are not signed with him. You know, because in-house money.
But
that's why fighters get to make so much money.
Crazy, man. See, that's why I think, man, Al Heyman is good for boxing, but he's also bad.
Exactly.
He's not crossing over to make these fights that fans want to see. I would love to see Adrian Broner fight Terence Crawford.
How is he so bad at boxing? When Bobby is his brother and was a boxer, he should know the business. Fight the best.
No, he does know the business. That's why he just took the business. He has taken boxing.
No, I know. Where is Bobby anyway?
I mean, he's good. He's good.
He is Bobby.
That's what I'm saying, because there ain't been no article, nothing on Bobby.
That's why I think that. Listen, I be digging far in my research, yo. My research on Al Heyman is vast.
Yo, you need to find out who his mom.
I found his
old mom was and ask his mom how many kids she had.
Yeah, I found his old transcript of Al Heyman accepting some award around the time he had first got into boxing, and in the transcript it was talking about like he was thanking his brother Bobby, you know, like for bringing him into the sport and showing him the sport of boxing. But guess what? You can't find Bobby nowhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Nowhere. You can't find not a recent picture outside of him being beat up by Sugar Ray Leonard. You can't find nothing. How do a man just fall off the map? He's Al Heyman.
No, especially when you're still in boxing. Like, Al Heyman's your brother.
It's like you fought Sugar Ray Leonard, dog. Like, where you at? You fought Sugar Ray Leonard. You don't get no interviews, no nothing. You don't got no pictures, like, you know, taking pictures with fans, like, you know, like what they take with the gloves on.
Yeah.
You know, like, he don't got like no. I'm thinking, like, how do you just fall off the face of the earth? How do you just like disappear?
Nigga, he is Al.
How do you? Yeah, he's got to be, and that's what. Because I think, like, listen, you know, like guys like me with a vivid imagination like myself, I think like, well, he's got to be Bobby Haymon. That's why he's so secretive. I found you out, Al Heyman. Why are you so secretive?
I'm telling you, find out.
You want to know that you're your brother.
Find out who his mom is, and ask her how many kids she had. And when she says she only has one and she slips up, then you know Al and Bobby are the same people.
No, listen. It's almost like Al Heyman just dropped onto the earth. like back in the 70s, early 80s, like back in the 70s, early 80s. Because Al Heyman used to work with Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, of course, Eddie Murphy, The Barge. My God, have you ever heard of the Budweiser Superfest? It's like a concert.
He was behind that?
That's him.
Whoa.
Al Heyman is Budweiser's.
Al Heyman behind a lot of shit.
Like, no, it's not. No, listen, that it's him. He made it. Live Nation is Al Heyman. Live Nation is the largest music promoter in the galaxy, in the realm.
Beyonce.
I will say this though, Al Heyman knows how to make money. I get him.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's bad because it's like, yo, like that make me think like he the devil or something. Like, why are you working in the shadows? Like, how you keep making all these dreams come true? You know, like what are these people doing? Like, you know, how are you like? He just makes like, cause they be like, oh man, like thank you Al Heyman, and really, honestly, I think Al Heyman.
Think about it. That's a good marketing tool. Don't show yourself. And you have people talking about you.
But the thing is, he goes above and beyond.
With Al Heyman,
you see his
you don't see him until you sign with him. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, picture up there.
You gotta see his suits, man. Like not this one. See, he's sharp on this one, but you gotta see it's like him showing up. Like his hair be half dyed. He all fucked up, and he all thin, like sickly thin. And he got like, you know, he could palm the rock. He got these big ass heads. Like, yo, I be like this, like, cause you know, I be looking like, yo, this. I don't even know, like if I was in the same room as Al Heyman, I'd be scared.
I'd laugh.
I would, cause it's like because I hear that you feel his presence. I swear to God, I heard that you feel his presence. Like I heard that you just going like, oh yeah, this is Heyman. He here somewhere, and he just be like behind the curtain.
Jeez, bro.
You know, you turn around, you see the curtain moving. But yo, but it's like, you know, like if you're that secretive, of course you leave yourself open for people just to be making up shit. Cause you know people like, you know why, you know he for one, I remember people still do it. They be like, well, if you look up on Forbes, it says he's only worth 15 million.
That's a lot.
I'd be like,
man. How much he was worth like back in the 80s. I mean, look at the suit he's wearing.
Yeah. You know, back then that 15 million was like 40 million, 50 million back then. And I'm thinking like, do you really believe that shit? Do you know right now, it is heavily rumored, it's not known, but if you look at the major moves he's doing across multiple networks, and you know networks don't like when you work with other networks. He's doing crazy shit across multiple networks with about $100 to $200 million.
Yeah, he got too much. He got too much power to only have $15 million.
He's throwing so much money at these networks because remember, he has to go to the networks and pay them for time. You know, and then they start. Then you know, like I mean, when people like 15 million. You know how much you like Pacquiao. Mayweather Pacquiao was everybody's biggest payday. All the way from Alex Reza, you know, Bob Barum, Todd the Buff, is everybody's biggest payday.
Showtime, everybody finna eat chicken.
It's everybody's biggest payday. You know, even like the cornerman, you know, you're gonna have Floyd Senior or Mayweather like 10 mil. You're gonna have Freddie Roach making like fucking $15 million. You got Bob Arum taking Pacquiao, leaving Pacquiao with like 25. I'm like, well, you got the whole thing.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
He go
Les Moonves made that fight. Les Moonves made that fight. I don't really believe Floyd wanted to fight him. I think Les Moonves threatened Floyd and Al Heyman. That's how that fight got made. I'm gonna tell you, you ain't gonna hear that conversation till 5 to 10 years from now. When Floyd,
you know,
hypothetically, Floyd go broke or something.
I cannot wait to see that. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the documentary. I can't wait to see the documentary on it. But you know what? I am kind of upset, you know, that we're not going to get like, you know, like the major mass media tour and all that. Now, of course, I know that they don't need it. They don't need it. They don't need all that shit. They don't need it. They don't even have to have a press conference, and they don't have to. They literally don't have to. No, they got to do it because the face off, not face off with Max Kellerman. Unfortunately, we won't be having that. But I'm talking about the face-off with them standing together, like, you know, at the final press conference. You know, like the goose, like, you know, I don't even know what I'm gonna be doing that night because the night before, because I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I'm gonna probably be up that whole week.
I'm so butthurt. My brother got tickets to the fight.
My
brother
Major Bread. He makes some major ass money for that. And you know what? I also here too that the fight is not meant for regular fans to go. Like a certain amount of tickets was left, a small amount for like regular people, the ones way up in the nosebleed that you're paying, you know, super high for. But
binoculars.
but what it was is, and this is the known practice for promoters. They buy up all the tickets because see, somewhere like the MGM, okay, a fight like Mayweather versus Pacquiao should be in front of 100,000 people.
But isn't that fixed marketing?
Yes, but it's not. But in boxing, it's not. You know, it's not illegal. You know, because really, realistically, I mean, because nobody investigated. Boxing is not, you know, governed by the government or anything. Nobody investigated. So therefore, they want to make $50 million at the gate. $50 million at the gate. So to do that with only 18,000 seats, those tickets got to be high as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. That right there.
And then legally, and remember, legally, there are laws that prohibit them from selling tickets. You know, like as far as officially as like at a certain price. To whereas if they buy all the tickets up and sell them to like StubHub, wherever people get their tickets from or whatever, then, you know, they can turn major profit that way. So, you know, like and then, you know, if you think about it, I mean, if it's not illegal, it's smart business. You know, if you got the money, buy all those tickets up. You know, buy 10,000 tickets. Then we're going to put them back out there.
I don't understand why the fight wasn't held in the UNLV Stadium, like the Chavez Martinez fight.
True.
It
holds a lot more people than the MGM Grand.
To be honest, man. A fight at that magnitude should have been in Dallas.
It should have been 100,000. They should have, because the fact, listen, they should have got 100,000. The fact that Carl Froch versus George Groves did 70,000+. It wasn't officially 80, but the fact that they did, my God, 70,000+. You know, in fact, now that I think about it, when has Floyd Mayweather fought in front of 25,000 people or more? You know, it's stuff like that where I think, like, you know, like, you ain't fighting in front of 100,000 like ever? 50,000?
No.
You know, like you got Froch versus Groves doing major numbers. You know, you got Chavez Jr. It was on my page too. You know, in fact, all great boxers have fought in front of like massive crowds before.
He ain't never fought in New York.
Crazy.
Yeah, but you have to think about it. If he didn't even want the fight, he's going to want it at home where he's comfortable. He doesn't want to have to go away to camp. He doesn't want to have to go to Dallas and be all prepared and get out of sync. He wants to just be able to roll out of bed and go straight to the...
Yeah, he's trying to ride one of those phantoms or something to the fight.
But it's like this. If they're making this much money just by using the MGM Grand, imagine what they would have did with a stadium. You would have had Floyd making like an even. Oh my God, because he's already going to make. Now listen, he's already going to make at least 150. That's with purse, and that's after, you know, like back end and everything. Manny Pacquiao is going to make at least. Now we're talking about. Manny Pacquiao is going to make $100 million.
They're going to give away with 40.
Now you got to think that
none of that.
Now you got to think, like, you know, on the Filipino end. I was saying this in my video earlier. Do you know what's going to be going on over there? They're going to have hundreds of thousands of people over in the Philippines watching on a 20-inch standard definition. Like, you know, standard, like, on top of each. Yo, it's that serious over there.
You ain't right, T-Street.
Not to mention, do you know they're going to be spending their life saving to come over here and sleep on the streets of Las Vegas. Like those people, like you will see Manny Pacquiao's fan base in full force. They're not fucking around, yo. They're getting ready right now. They're probably on their way over here right now.
Oh my God, his mom.
Building like midship.
I
bet your Floyd negotiated that his mama can't be at the fight.
Probably.
Hell yeah. I don't blame him.
Honestly, see me. Honestly, I would banter. because I'm superstitious, you know, and I got like imagination and shit. I would ban the shit out of her, and I'd be like, and what I would do is, I would do it on fight night. I would say I'm not going to the ring. If I'm not going to the ring, and I have that plan for months. I'd be like, you know what? I'll make them think anything cool. Then once it's time to get into the ring, I'd be like, I'm not stepping into the ring if she's in the building.
I
don't want her going on
my basic cable, and once that runs out, I'm getting off of cable. I've only had cable once before. I never had cable growing up or anything like that. The first time I had access to cable was actually in college. After graduation, I didn't get cable. The first time I got cable was like the last 3 years. I had it for a year. Then I didn't renew it, and then something got it to me like a year ago. And I got it again, and now I'm just waiting for it to run out and not get it again. I stream, people. I find internet streams. How many times, how many ways to make you understand?
Well, see, me, I
can't. For HBO Showtime packages.
Well, me, I can't.
I'm canceling Showtime the moment this fight goes on.
I've been itching to cancel Showtime. I've been really wanting to cancel Showtime for like the longest. Yo, turn that shit down, yo. Who's that? Disrupting my show. Is that you? Can be a Martin? Is that you, Martin?
Hey, T Street. Hey, Martin look like he doing his Google Hangout from a jail cell, don't he?
Yeah, I'm looking at him. That's MSNBC lockup.
Where you getting out, bro? Where you getting out?
Oh, shit.
He bumped.
What's your commissary look like?
Listen, man. Just hold it down in there, bro. Stay safe, man. Don't ever let nobody take your cookies, because if they take your cookies, then that means they're gonna start taking your sneaks, all that shit. And hold your own.
He look like a kingpin if he can Google Hangout from prison.
His commissary.
But it's like I'm just glad that it's all over, because like think about May 3rd. What are people going to talk about? Like think about just 1 year from now. What are people going to be talking about? What's going to be the fight we're going to be talking about? What's going to be the super fight? What's going to be the super fight?
I mean, there's a lot of good fights out there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good fights. But at the same time, after this fight, honestly, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao's numbers will significantly decrease, in my opinion.
They both fight. Yeah, their numbers have been going.
Hey, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Too loud?
Yes, you loud as fuck, yo.
All right, let me know.
That nigga had his mouth on the mic.
I'm just saying. I'm saying a fight at that magnitude, Floyd and Pacquiao, it should have been in Dallas. They should have had it in Cowboy Stadium with that big ass Titantron.
To begin with, because of the stuff that Floyd Mayweather uses.
Xylocaine. That Xylocaine.
Xylocaine, there you go.
That Xylocaine, lidocaine.
Gotta shoot his hands up.
And you know what? And honestly, cause see, here it is. It's a performance-enhancing drug because you're not all natural. Like if your hands are hurting and fucked up every time you fight, you got to put something in them that is not all natural. But at the same time, there's so many different substances that are banned in some states and not banned in others.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty certain right now that it's like Floyd Mayweather just won't fight out of Vegas for no reason ever. Like for no amount of money he won't fight outside of Las Vegas. It's because he needs that. Like, and Floyd has really brittle. People don't, I'm gonna say it like it is. Floyd has fucked up hands.
Yeah.
He don't have just bad hands. He got fucked up hands, and that comes from. And you know what that comes from? That really comes from. It's a testament to how dedicated he was to his craft. Being so accurate and everything. That shit took a toll on his hands. And also, remember when he was younger, When Floyd was younger, right now he's more of a boxer. He was a boxer then, but Floyd used to beat the shit out of people. And we're talking about, you know, before 2007. You know, he used to literally go out there beating people up, like, you know, knocking people down with body shots, all kind of shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up? What's up? Who Jab got that good media conference? Did y'all listen to the I put the link in the last video I did. The HBO media call for Mayweather versus Pacquiao.
Thanks for that, man. I appreciate it.
It was that's like hot ass footage. I'm looking like, because you know a lot of people don't know like how important that shit be and how much information you get from it.
Yeah, they weren't answering any questions that like everybody really wanted to know about, but like it's still like something good to listen to.
Because I'm pretty sure they just, you know, they don't even know what they're doing yet themselves.
Yeah, I actually believe that's the case.
You know, so they just glad, like, look, we know they fighting, we got the date, all right, cool, we going, you know, okay, so let me, so this is the news I've gotten, and I didn't listen to a full media call yet. I don't know if they talked about it, but you're gonna have Al Bernstein, Jim Lampley, Roy Jones, you know, play-by-play.
I am so glad Roy Jones will be on.
When asked about that, they didn't comment on it, but Chris Mannix from Sports Illustrated said that's going to be the team if it does happen. He said that's the team already.
So who's going to be the announcer? Because for the Mike Tyson fight, because that was
he ain't getting up.
had Michael Buffer and Jimmy Lennon Jr. both announcing the fights.
I was honestly thinking that instead of Roy Jones, they probably should have put Paulie up there just to even it out, because we all know that.
Well, Paulie messed that up, though. Paulie messed that up.
We all know that what's his name, that Lampley, he hates Floyd, and then Paulie hates Pacquiao, so just try to even it out just a little bit.
Yeah. Also, I'm hearing that Floyd
put Mike Tyson up there.
Either. This is shit I just heard today. I got like an email.
I mean, you gotta have a boxer on that panel, and I think Roy Jones is a good person to put on that panel.
And plus, Roy Jones is neutral to whereas Paulie Malignaggi.
Exactly.
You know, we know how he feels about Manny Pacquiao. So you know, you got Al Bernstein, Jim Lampley, and Roy Jones, and then what you're going to do is you're going to have what you're going to see is you're going to have Jim Gray and Max Kellerman in the locker rooms. So you'll have Max Kellerman on the Mayweather side, the Pacquiao side, and then Jim Gray.
Wait, is this going to be an all-together broadcast or a joint broadcast?
Well, it's pay-per-view, so you know it's going to be one broadcast.
It's going to be on both, right? HBO and.
Nope, it's just going to be one, just like how you order any other pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's one broadcast.
All right, 10 minutes. Wow, since we getting into these particulars.
Well, I can't hear you. One at a time. I can't hear you.
Since we're getting into these particulars, does it say in the contract like whoever loses or whoever wins get the replay? Like if Floyd wins the fight, the replay is on Showtime?
No, we don't know.
That was originally a stumbling block, but like of course, like yesterday in the media call, they didn't touch on it. But there's rumors that like the replay is going to get played on CBS the day that Canelo fights.
Also, it's going to be the replay. It's also going to be something Mayweather related. I'm believing it's going to be all access, and I forgot what fight it's going to be. It's going to be Ricky Burns versus Omar Figueroa. Crazy. So, on the main night, you're going to have Canelo versus Kirkland. You're going to have Omar Figueroa versus Ricky Burns, and then the replay of Mayweather Pacquiao on CBS. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
But is Pacquiao wearing his gloves? He's gonna be wearing those clay toe.
Everybody wearing like that stuff is already taken care of. There's no glove controversy.
Oh, okay.
All of this song is just too good to be true.
8 ounce versus 8 ounce.
What's drug testing?
No one gets hurt before May 2nd.
Exactly. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. You know, somebody. And you know, Manny be hooping, so I don't want him twisting no ankle or like that.
See, Floyd be hooping too.
Mayweather was like Manny though. Manny hoop daily. You know, Floyd hoop like events and shit like that. Manny be out there hooping or like street balling and shit, but like low tops on, with no socks on.
Roy Jones, he told me that's how like dudes when they get like in their late 30s, that's how they condition is like playing basketball because they really can't just go out and run 8 miles every day no more.
Yeah. And then basketball is an ultimate workout. I used to hoop. Basketball is an ultimate workout. You know, because you're doing everything constantly, running up and down and everything, but at the same time, you twist an ankle, you know, or get an fuck up an MCL or ACL. It's like you know, because you got some hacking ass bum fouling the shit out you.
Man, you gotta get his ass in that ring.
But you know, like I said, I'm just glad that it's finally over. You know, like that is actually finally happening. You know,
is they gonna fight at 147?
147. It's no catchweight. No, all the. It's no bullshit with the fight. You know,
all the 147 belts on the line.
Yeah, it's no bullshit. It's no bullshit. It's no bullshit with the fight. Like everything that's supposed to be, it is what it is. Yeah, I would like to see some referee. No, well that don't come till last. That don't usually.
I'm gonna tell you who I want to be the referee. I want what's his name? I want the guy that refereed the Madonna and Floyd first fight.
Weeks.
That's the one. Yeah, that's who I want to ref the fight.
He's a good ref.
Floyd's in control of the ref. Floyd's in control of the ref.
You got I don't like a guy like freaking Cortez refing. Cortez like ref.
Yeah.
You the Mohawk guy?
No,
Cortez retired though, right?
No, we don't need Vic Draculich. We don't need that ref with the Mohawk. And what was that? Who that Poppy Eye referee? The one that was doing the Lemieux fight when he got hit.
He was like, yeah. I was like, oh my god, that's a referee in there getting hyped than the fighters.
It was like a little messed up. But it's going to be a classy ass referee. You know, it's going to be somebody that it's most likely going to be Tony Weeks and Kenny Bayless. You know, and plus this is not like a fight where it's going to be like dirty shit going on. You know, both of these fighters are not known to be. They're not huggers. They're not clinchers. They've never been known to be clinchers. So, you know, it's not going to be like a lot of bullshit going on as far as there's not going to be no cheating going on. We know that for sure outside of Floyd using the, you know.
Ain't going to be no special shakes going on, right?
Well, hey, look, who got Alex Ariza?
Hey, who's shooting them hands up?
Just like to build up the fight, because that's just like another storyline. Like it's going to be
Hey,
Alex Ariza.
Who's going to be doing the drug test? Is it going to be bottle test?
No, it's called Olympic-style drug testing.
That would. so it's going to be USADA then, huh? So it's
that's USADA.
The one that Floyd is
And it's the same thing that all the premier boxing fighters are going to be using as well.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, T Street, you heard about that? Floyd failed 3 drug tests.
Yeah, that's old news, bro.
Yeah,
that shit's more than old news, and guess what? I believe it. You know, but to be honest with you, I don't believe that fighters like, for example, I'm gonna tell you, like fighters like Mauricio Herrera, it's fighters like that I think is clean, 100% clean, because of they're not going out here knocking guys out like guys like Paulie Malignaggi. You know, they're not looking all ripped and all shit like that. You know, but like when it comes to, like the big name fighters, like I believe all of them doing something, and this is what a wise man once told me. When it comes to strength and conditioning coaches, the more money you spend on one is so you're being able to get away with more shit. So the more expensive the strength and conditioning coach, the more shit most likely you'll be able to get away with. They know how to mask certain shit like that. So when it comes to like top level fighters, I don't think they're doing something that's bad that they shouldn't be doing. You know, and then
with strength and conditioning coaches, James Kirkland, he just hired.
I was just about to mention that James Kirkland.
Exactly.
Same dude with Marquez and Marion Jones.
Exactly. So he's hiring the same guy, that's been banned. James Kirkland hires the same strength and conditioning coach that's been banned from every single major sport. The only sport he can work in is boxing.
What was that?
Mimo Heredia. That's his new name.
I like James Kirkland. I really do.
No, honestly, I'm thinking he's just in it for the check.
I think he's knocked out. He doesn't have Ann Wolfe in his corner.
He's in
Hold on, Ann Wolfe is not going to train him?
Nope.
Oh.
He also just hired Cotto's manager, so a lot of people are speculating that he may be stepping out that fight. And Cotto may be taking it next month. I mean, not next month, but in June.
Hey, T-Street.
Yeah. Listen, Mister, whoever just asked me, did I ask Don for something? Please stop mentioning him on my channel. It's like, you know, I'm getting sick of like bullshit. Like, you know, like literally, like please, like, you know, like that's so below me. Like
we're talking boxing here. Hey, T Street.
Like, like, I'm really not like fucking up my vibe, man. Talking about some fucking Don.
I do.
Who's saying that?
In an arena.
I'd have played it off, man. I don't even know who that is.
Hey, T Street. I don't know if you heard about Kirkland. He's not gonna have Ann Wolfe, but I know what's the name, trainer. What's the name, condition trainer. Former name Marcus trainer.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, bro.
Yeah, where?
Yes, just that.
Oh shit! I was watching the fight, brother.
No, that's what we were talking about. That was the last. Yes, we were just talking about that. But yeah, I mean, put it this way: he's going to look very good. He's going to look like he's juicing. We know that for sure. Will he be juicing? Hey, you know. But that goes to show me that
you know what? It's going to be a good fight, though. I love James Turner. It's going to be a good fight. I wish he'd had somebody like, if he ain't going to use Ann Wolfe, I think he should use somebody like a Virgil Hunter or something. Might be able to bring something out of it.
Nah, he's not. You know, like right now, honestly, like I really just think that, for one, the reason why I don't think he wanted Ann Wolfe is that she's like, you know, like she's a beast, and also, you know, you don't take no days off with her. You know, so you're in camp with her. She's always riding on you. You know, talking down to you and everything. But what she's doing is
be riding them though.
Training the shit out.
Training. He does that old school training.
Nuts, man. I heard on the day of the Glenn Tapia fight that he was sparring like in the morning of that fight.
Yeah.
Damn, for real.
Exactly. Like she's a beast. So what it is her training method is a lot more mental. Like it's like military-ish. To the point where
he had a mark on his face before even walking up in the ring against Glenn.
But you know what? The moment you become that guy in boxing, like a big time name, you start controlling more of the shots of what you want to do. But when you coming up, pretty much the trainer has all the power. You know what I'm saying?
But also, you know, you don't want to, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You got this far with her, and then you're in the biggest fight of your career. Because you got to imagine, like, you miss Ann Wolfe, right? Imagine her, you know, if Canelo out there doing that bullshit. You know, as far she's like, the motherfucker's only fighting 30 seconds in a round. You're fighting like a bitch. You got to go out there and beat this, like, you know, like, that's how she be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she built her fighters up. So a guy like, you know, James Kirkland, when he gets in the ring, he's going to take out his frustration for Ann Wolfe on Canelo. Why? Because he want to beat her the fuck up, but he can't. You know, because basically she put him through hell, but guess what? Every time he got in the ring, he was in phenomenal shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and that's when I think, like, yo, he weak. Like, he, like, you know, like, mentally, you know, like, he didn't want to go through that with her. And it's like, yo, she would have had your fucking ass ready. You would have been ready. You know, so
this fight gonna be a catch weight, right?
Like 155. Like I know
he's getting higher every time.
Like, who else deleted shots at? You know what? I'm gonna keep shots. I'm gonna keep the shots at. I don't really have a really like. I like Instagram. You know,
I've had it for like
shots. I keep hearing people talk about it.
Bikini Brothers on there. So like, I just started looking at it like when it was rumored that he was gonna like announce the fight on it.
Yeah, I just went right there, automatically just downloaded it. I had it for like quite some time now, but it's not. Maybe because I don't know how to use it.
I didn't even know it was that.
So it fits into, you know, and also I don't like I got too many social media accounts and all kind of shit like that. You know, but yeah, you know, it served its purpose. It served its purpose. So, you know, we got the announcement on shots, and you know, shots stock just run through the roof. So if you got like GTA 5, you should buy some shares of stocks on the shots app. But I don't know, man. Like, you know, like all this been going on, like I really have not slept, because it's that when you hear Mayweather versus Pacquiao is official, you know what's been going on with my social media? You know, like get all these notifications and everything, and then you know, oh man, I'm not gonna mention her name, but this skank on my Facebook reported me, and I couldn't post on my Facebook for 24 hours. I can't post on my Facebook for like another 10 hours. She reported me for some bullshit because listen, she was one of those people that was clowning the shit out me. Like to myself, he just made that shit up. He didn't know what's not happening. Floyd Mayweather's fighting Miguel Cotto.
Yeah.
So of course I had to give her a little dose. So that little dose of her own medicine was very short and sweet. It was like, where is boop boop boop? That was her name. I'm sorry, but you was doing some bullshit. And she reported that. I said, boop boop. I'm sorry, but you was on some bullshit. And she reported it. I get banned from being able to post and share shit on my social media accounts on the day that Mayweather versus Pacquiao gets announced. like on the day where you have Martin Murray versus I couldn't even promote this Google Hangout on my Facebook. So like as soon as I'm unbanned tomorrow, so I'm gonna give her a piece of my mind. Because you gotta understand, like she costing me money. Like social media is like my main platform. I mean that's what Facebook is my main platform. So therefore I can't reach out to nobody, tell people what's going on. It's so many comments and debates I can't get in on. And then there's people talking shit and I can't respond back. So that shit whack. But that goes to show you, people just don't like to be wrong. I just, what I keep getting stuck on and I sound like a broken record. It's like, how did you not know the fight was happening? I was pissed off at Dan Rayfield when he was talking that Miguel Cotto shit. I'm thinking, yo, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, to myself, he's fighting like Miguel Cotto. Like, really? Like Dan Rayfield. What'd you say?
Jim Lampley said the same thing, that he's fighting Cotto.
Yeah, Obs Reason was saying that shit. I already knew they was. I already knew Obs Reason was trolling them.
Hey, what do you think about them giving Kirkland step aside money and go ahead and take that Cotto fight?
I hope that's what happens.
You don't think?
But it's not gonna happen in May.
You don't think it'll happen in May?
No.
Nah. Also, who was Kirkland's promoter?
Same promoter. I'd heard.
Him and Cotto got the same manager. As of just real recently.
No. 50 Cent used to promote Kirk. Remember?
Yeah.
He left with him? I think he's still with 50 Cent.
Is 50 Cent still promoting? That's the question.
I heard that he fired.
Still promoting because Gamboa fought like what? Not even 2 months ago.
I heard Kirkland manager is the same one. Cotto. He's the one that made the deal. What's his name? That funny looking guy. Gary.
Yeah, I know you're talking about that. His fat freak friend.
Yeah, that one. That's a Kirkland same promoter.
Something don't sit right with me about that guy, man. That guy gives me the.
I think Gamboa need to leave 50 Cent too.
Everybody does.
Lilith.
I mean, Gamboa's kind of going through like an identity crisis right now. It's like, what weight are you going? What weight division are you at, dog?
Hey, on SMS promotions page, it says Kirkland and Gamboa is still with 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Kirkland's still with because Kirkland was Kirkland pulled out from the Rosado fight, and 50 Cent wanted that fight to happen, but they held out on it for this Canelo fight. But it's good that they were. It's good because I remember 50 Cent and like Oscar De La Hoya had like beef on like Twitter about like Floyd Mayweather. So it's good to see. But 50 Cent, see, he's not dead in the water. If you look at the fact that him and Rock Nation are in the same boat, it's that 50 Cent's got his fighters fighting on like he's got like a couple good fighters. Towards a Rock Nation,
I look at Rock Nation. Rock Nation look like a bigger machine than SOS.
It's a completely bigger machine. It's a whole because it's more well put together, and also it's not just
They got Kevin Durant.
Yeah, exactly. Rock Nation is sports. They also got an NBA player, little mid-level NBA player named Wilson Chandler a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I got baseball players. And of course they got Andre Ward.
They got Andre Ward. They got that female WNBA player that they put on the Facebook. Yeah, Skylar Diggins. They got everybody. Then they got all the music department and everything.
They definitely they need to get Andre Ward in the ring as soon as possible.
Supposedly they're working on Mikhail Kessler, but he will be back. Supposedly in April he's supposed to be fighting. But here's the thing, him being a Rock Nation fighter, like you're not gonna see him against Al Haymon fighters.
Exactly. He went from one hell boat to the next.
It's stuff like that. But did y'all watch the GGG fight? Because right now, to be honest with you, I'm out. We got 10 more minutes left. So what do we need to address? Oh yeah, next week you got Tyson Fury versus Christian Hammer. If you keep doubting Tyson Fury and you think he's gonna lose to Deontay Wilder, then just watch the fight next week. Just watch it.
I would like
Tyson Fury
Deontay
fan.
Wilder fight.
Who else? You got Carl Frampton. Carl Frampton is a legitimate. He fight next week. He's a legitimate person that Rigondeaux can be fighting. He's actually one of the only 122 pounders that actually wants to fight Rigondeaux. What else? We already know it's coming up March 7th. So yeah, every week now it's like crazy fights.
Chavez Jr.
Did you say?
Chavez Jr.
Yeah, that's Chavez Jr. That's
He fighting for Bar in April.
When he fight?
He fighting for Bar in April.
Bar. Also, Bob Arum is basically like, we're suing the shit out of him. Like he's got a lawsuit.
Yeah, I heard that.
He's got an open lawsuit and still fighting. Him and Al Heyman just said, "Fuck it." Al Heyman just a boss. He just takes the fighters.
I thought that was going to be like a point in Pacquiao Mayweather, that whole Chavez thing.
Hey, did you also heard about what's the name? Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Munez, and them. They were at some place hanging out yesterday after they announced the fight. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, they've been meeting at Movement's house.
Whoa, wait, what happened?
Al Heyman, Les Moonves, and Bob Arum were basically having dinner or something somewhere.
Oh, nice.
That's a good thing. I mean, maybe later on they can piece it all out, and maybe we'll get them fights that we need.
Hopefully, because you know what, I don't think that Les Moonves would have allowed Al Heyman to announce the deal with CBS. That's when I knew, like, oh yeah, like everything's officially done. Once the CBS, Al Heyman, they announced that Box will be going to CBS, PBC.
Well, I think he's the one that made it happen. You don't think so?
Well, yeah, no, yes, I do think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the one that came down like, look, y'all bullshitting, get this shit done.
Yeah.
Tell me this. Do you think Danny Garcia is being very protected?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe not him, but those belts he has. I don't know. Well, yeah.
But he's a great fighter, though, man.
I think he's overrated, though, T-Street. I know y'all from the same city and everything, but I do believe he's overrated.
But the thing is, we wasn't saying this 2 years ago. A year ago.
I guarantee you, T-Street, the moment he takes an L, he takes a loss, they're going to be talking about his footwork, like they're doing Adrian Broner. Because wasn't nobody talking about Adrian Broner footwork until he took that loss.
No, they talked about it real early on. They said his stance was too wide and his feet were too slow.
But you know what? The wide stance gives you more power on your shots.
It do.
We were saying Judge Broner because he was fighting a whole bunch of bums.
But you gotta give Broner credit, man. That motherfucker.
But when he took that loss, you know what I'm saying? That's when the footwork came into play. I'm telling you, the same thing's gonna happen to Danny Garcia. The moment he takes a loss, they're gonna say he ain't got no footwork.
I still think he's a great fighter, man. I mean.
Oh, but Danny Garcia is a pressure fighter. He's like.
That's the same way with Broner, though. Broner likes to walk you down.
But the way Broner's style was built up is for him to move. Yeah. So Broner has a very confused, like he's confusing. Like he has like
I wouldn't say confusing because he likes to walk you down the shoulder roll and then show you that you don't have no power. So he's taking.
But at the same time, the shoulder roll, like he's not good at it. And also, like his reflexes, Adrian Broner reflexes are not, like good with the shoulder roll.
I think he blocks a lot of shots with it, but I think the overhand shots he has a problem with.
Yeah, he does lean straight back with the roll. He leans directly back. Yeah. And that's why when you jab him, when you hit him, you see his head always snapping back.
I'm telling you, T-Street, the moment Danny Garcia announces that he's going to welterweight, I'm telling you, somebody up there is gonna knock him out. I guarantee.
I think he's too smart.
I guarantee. Al Heyman's not going. Keith Thurman's not going to get in the ring with him because, in fact, Al Heyman's not going to let it. You know what I'm saying? So, who would you match him up with the top welterweights with? Because he ain't getting in the ring with Keith Thurman.
I would love him.
Keith Thurman and him are real close, though. Keith Thurman and him are real close.
I would like to see him in the ring with Amir Khan again, but I think Amir Khan will beat him on the second time.
Maybe Garcia before they both leave 140.
I don't think so.
Well, that's gonna be like one of their first fights at 147.
But here's the thing, even though Danny Garcia can't make 140 like he used to, you know, he may be able to make it, but at a killing, he's a small 147-pound fighter.
Yeah.
Like he's the type of guy
you talking about Danny?
Yeah, Danny's not. But if you look at Danny, even when he get in the ring, he don't be big.
Well, hell, he ain't showing dedication like he want to stay at 140 though.
No, but what I'm saying is, you know, you'd be surprised how, you know, like maybe like those 1-2 pounds, you just can't get them off. Like it literally kills you to get them off.
Well,
you know, like
that's a sign that he need to move up then.
Yeah, but if he moves up, I think they're gonna move him up gradually and have him fight catch weights.
1 pound at a time.
Yeah.
You see, what was that Raw Super fight at? 141, 142,
like 142, some shit like that.
Yeah, I would love
him. And he's fighting at 143 in his next fight. Then the fight after that gonna be 144. Then the fight after, we're gonna do it at 145, and then he builds up enough muscle, or whatever.
Once they get to 146, they're gonna split it. All right, 146 at 146.5.
Yeah.
When Mikey Garcia's coming back in the ring?
Oh, I don't even. Man, that's not. Hey, listen, leave that alone. I don't even know.
What's
wrong? What's up with dude?
I know, man. What's up with that, man? He's a good fighter too, man.
To me, I believe he's waiting to get signed by Al Haymon. That's personally my opinion.
I think so too. I was fixing to say that. Yeah.
Mikey Garcia. I really think he like, damn, Chavez Jr. just got off his contract though.
Yes, he's gonna make that money.
He had his chance to fight. I mean, he was supposed to get in a fight against Takashi Uchiyama in Macau, but you know, that fight never happened.
And also, he's been like he tweeted like not too long ago that he's supposed to be returning soon, maybe March or April or something.
Yeah.
But until I see a fight, you know, I don't believe it. But you know, it's kind of bad that, you know, like guys like him, guys like that knee activity during this time where boxing is so hot this year. You're not boxing, you're not fighting. It's fucked up. That guy he needs to be fighting with all his activity in boxing. He needs to be fighting. He needs to be something all the time.
Why is he coming? Why is Mikey Garcia coming back at 140 though?
Oh well, yeah, he's definitely coming back at 140. If you look at it right now,
so he gonna completely skip over a division.
Shit, I would love him, Terence Crawford. That'd be awesome fight.
Hell no. That's the reason why he's jumping.
I think Crawford beats Mikey Garcia.
Well, he beat him once in the
amateur. He didn't want to fight Terence Crawford.
I was hoping for Crawford Garcia on the undercard of Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Didn't he beat him once in amateur?
Crawford special.
What'd you say? Did he what?
Did he beat him in amateurs? Mikey and
I don't remember. I know he beat Danny.
That's what I heard.
I know he beat Danny Garcia though.
That part.
No, I heard it was Mikey Garcia.
Was it Mikey?
He beat Danny Garcia.
Yeah, he beat Danny.
Mike Garcia too, but I know for sure he beat Danny Garcia.
No, Mikey Garcia said in an interview at Ellie Setback.
Oh, yeah. Hey, well then there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But you know what, man? I've been here for 2.5 hours, man. I told you I wasn't gonna be here all night.
Shit, I watched the fight already. That was an awesome fight, brother. He beat the shit out of that boy.
So we already know pretty much what it's going to be next week. I'm most likely going to keep doing these before the fights, you know, because honestly, I really want to watch. Even though I DVR'd it, I didn't want to like run, you know, like side by side with the Golovkin broadcast. It's back on again if you don't know on HBO.
Yeah,
so this is T Street Controversy. T Street Controversy Live. I'm actually going to lay down. I'm tired of shit. Please subscribe.